Hey guys, today is a review, short and sweet little review of Sunday Riley Influencer Foundation. They do claim full coverage for some reason. Obviously, to me, it seemed like a really exaggerated claim. I think it's buildable to good medium coverage, but definitely you need to put a lot of time and effort in to layer it up for full coverage. Therefore, I do not believe that it is, as it is claimed, full coverage. I was very excited for this particular foundation, although I wasn't really impressed with the name. I wish they came up with something a little bit less, Instagrammable, I guess. A little bit less feeding into the blogger frenzy, a little bit less YouTuber friendly. A little bit more serious, because Sunday Riley is a very, very serious skincare brand, which is why I think most people would go out and try this foundation, not because it is called influencer, but because it is Sunday Riley, and Sunday Riley is very much known for excellent skincare. I've tried quite a few of their skincare products, so I was excited for that very reason. Upon examining ingredient deck, I have unfortunately concluded that the concentration of actual extracts and good for you skin ingredients takes a far backseat to a plethora of various silicones. Yes, guys, this is very much a silicone foundation, super silicone based foundation, so do prime accordingly. And the thing that I did want to mention is the fact that I have dry skin. It is marketed towards more combination to oily, the way I understand it. I think it works very well for dry skin, and I do think it will sit nicely on most skin types. I can't say that I experienced a lot of clinging to dry spots, and it does wear off really nicely, although I did stop at the light coverage because that's what a layer and a half gave me. So one layer all over the face plus a little bit extra around the center of the face. This is how I like to apply. Basically a layer and a half gave me light coverage with my freckles still shining through. Now what you're seeing right now is a result of a 12-hour wear. Here I will show you the application this morning. I have worn this foundation quite a few times, probably for a solid week I've been wearing it. And I formed certain opinions that I'm not sure are extremely favorable towards this foundation. However, I do actually like the product. It spreads extremely easily if you know how silicone-based foundations work. They're very, very spreadable, easy to blend into the skin. It does sink in very nicely. It does set, not super fast, but it will set, which is really nice for dry skin. That means you do not really have to set your face with powder. The foundation will sort of adhere to the skin by itself. It does leave a satin finish. It's not really a very matte finish, so that's why I'm saying that I can't really imagine it being very bad for dry skin, although we are not the intended customers. It didn't really cling towards my dry spots. However, I do think that my skin could benefit from exfoliation before this particular product application, because with wear you can actually see around the nostrils where I have dry skin at the moment because of the change of season. It has clung for sure. It didn't settle into pores, it didn't highlight them, it didn't fill them. It did not settle into my smile lines over here. It didn't really do anything funky anywhere. It actually laid very nicely and flat across the skin, and it did wear very, very well. So it wore off by the end of 12 hours around my eyebrows. It wore off definitely on the sides of my nose for sure. It still remains on my face. You can still see that the bronzer is kind of on, and so is a little bit of the blush. And you can see all the freckles, they're shining through, but that's what it was on application as well. So I do not agree with their claim that they're any kind of full coverage. Absolutely not. They're light to medium buildable coverage. I think building to full coverage would require quite a few layers, and obviously it's not going to look great after that. At least on my dry skin it did not. very spreadable, silicone based, easy to distribute, works well with fingers, works well with sponge, works well with a brush. I show you here the fingertip application, and it wears well. It sets and wears fairly well. What I thought was not my cup of tea is that I first of all expected much better ingredient deck. I did not expect them to base the product so very heavily in silicones. There are many different types of silicone in there, and those are the very, very top ingredients. Much of the foundation is definitely just pure silicone. They're very relatively, as far as I anticipated, there are much fewer good for you ingredients, and the foundation is very much a simple silicone based formula. It does apply well, it does wear well, it does stay on skin, and it wears off fairly gracefully. So I wouldn't say it's ultra long wearing. About hour 6 or 7 on my dry skin, it was definitely breaking up around the center of my face. And truly long wear foundations wear it up to 12 hours, no problem at all on me. So I wouldn't say it's ultra long wearing, but it is a longer wearing makeup. I think you could struggle with it with the oilier skin, because there is a little bit of glow coming through on my extremely, extremely dry skin, which means that I haven't refreshed it with a spray or anything, which means that I think on oilier skin types it's going to break up because of the oil breakthrough for sure. To be fair, I also think that this foundation is really not all that special. It's fine. It's light coverage, sort of CC cream-ish, tinted moisturizer-ish kind of product. It does sit nicely, but I quite frankly do not really understand why Sunday Riley came up with this particular product. I was expecting them to have a much better ingredient deck, and I was expecting them to be much healthier, much more better for you, much more skincare-like. That's what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting them to do super ultra full coverage. That's not what I'm asking from them, but I didn't expect them to come out with a silicone moisturizer with a satin finish, which is basically what this is. I thought that this is a lost opportunity, I thought, because this is going to appeal to a lot of people who don't really wear a lot of makeup. Maybe this is who the targeted audience is, but they missed an opportunity to do this really great skincare blend, which what I expected from Sunday Riley. An influencer was kind of, because of that, because of who made it, was kind of like more of a, not fall flat on the face, but maybe a bit of a stumble for the brand. I was expecting more from them. I don't think it's a bad product. I do think most people would actually like it. I do think the shade range is fair. Fair not meaning light, but fair meaning like a decent. It's not horrible. And I do think it's very wearable, spreadable, easy, but I think you can get something like that for much fewer dollars. I think It Cosmetics CC Cream is, albeit much more moisturizing, but much more chock-packed full of good for you ingredients, and I would go with that. If you like conventional makeup and want some skincare in it, let me know what you thought, and if you've tried influencer, also indicate your skin type. This is quite useful. For my dry skin, it was really kind of nothing special, but not bad, pretty good, but not the phenomenal product that I expected from Sunday Riley. I am looking forward to your opinions and you sharing your thoughts with me, because I'm just one person, so let's put our brains together and give it a good roundabout review down in the comments. That's it for today. Hope it was fun for you to hear what I had to say about influencer from Sunday Riley, and have a good day. See you guys later. Bye bye.